Coming up on this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society, we stare into the middle distance and grimly mutter, Mamma Mia. Rumor has it the ferryman at the Dead River loves garlic, so the Nintendo Cartridge Society loves garlic with you. Welcome to Nintendo Cartridge Society. My name is Patrick Ellers, and I am joined, as I'm always joined, by my co-host, Mark Mitchell. Mark, how's it going?
It's going great. We have an amazing guest with us today.
From Thrilling Adventures of Old Video Games, Drew Mackie is here. Tales, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Thrilling Tales of... I'm always clicking on the links that you send us. So
That's all it counts.
Thrilling Tales of Old Video Games, Drew Mackie is here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Drew, for being here.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We're discussing, of course, in a moment, we will be discussing the Super Mario Galaxy movie, which I think is just 90 minutes of references to old Mario stuff. So I can't imagine having a better guest on the show than Drew.
Thank you. I do traffic in useless Mario knowledge that I don't get to put to use anywhere but here, basically. I actually get to talk to people instead of like just typing on a computer about it. So this will be great.
Yeah. Excited to dig into it in just a second. First, of course, got to shout out the Patreon. Patreon.com/Nintendo Cartridge Society, where if you're supporting us at the 8 or 16-bit levels, you get access to our once-a-month episodes of miniseries like NCS at the Movies.
Yes, that's right. Where Patrick, myself, and usually a special guest are going to the movies together, watching a movie, and then talking about it. We just put out an episode about Project Hail Mary with friend of the show, Ryan Mogi. And then we're not... At the end of April, beginning of May,
Probably Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah,
but
2.
also I saw but I also saw that Mortal Kombat 2 is coming out at basically the same time.
Oh, interesting. Have we ever done...
We've never done a double header, I don't think.
No. Anyways, something will happen
Right.
in May or at the end of April.
Is there a Barbenheimer for this? Like a Devil Wears Combat?
That could be fun.
Yeah.
We could get that going.
We could do Devil Wears Combat.
But of course, there's content available at all levels on the
Content!
Patreon, including free other mini-series like NCS Detective Club, NCS Goes Broadway, 3 seasons of NCS Arcade.
Yes.
It's all there on the Patreon.
So go check that out. Also, head on over to the Discord if you are not already a member. Email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com. We'll be talking about this movie in there, I'm sure, for a while. Drew's in there.
I am in there.
Yes.
You know what I'm just realizing?
What's
I thought I was doing NCS Goes to the Movies. I didn't realize I was doing like this week's Thursday episode.
Oh,
This
yeah,
is-
yeah.
this is
I
the
didn't
topic
realize that.
episode, yeah.
Oh, so this is the main feed thing. I
is
thought
the
this
main
was
feed.
like just a fancy Patreon thing.
No.
Because I was like, I don't think that the NCS Go to the Movie starts like the regular episodes. did he say the wrong thing?
No.
What's going on here? Okay.
No, surprise, Drew, you're on the main feed.
Yeah.
I mean, yay! I mean that's good. That's good. That's even better in some ways.
It
But,
feels appropriate that we wouldn't put this on at the movies.
I mean, it is subject matter that's like very at the heart of what you do. It's
Yeah.
not. Yeah. That doesn't make any sense. I don't know why I thought that.
It's just like how we stopped doing NCS Arcade as the Switch 2 was launching, because we were like, if we're going to be playing games and talking about them, those should just be main feed episodes.
Yes.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
we understand that the mothership here is the thing that should be serviced above all else.
Right.
So to just talk very boringly about the podcast for too long, let's stop doing that and let's talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. All right, boys. So this movie came out on Wednesday, April 1st. Not a joke. And we saw it together. I don't know how we... how would you like to... Do we want to do like a spoiler-free sort of like reaction
What
to
is
it?
there
or
to spoil?
Yeah.
Great... I mean, like cameos and like stuff like that.
I feel like there's 2 things we can spoil, and they're so minor. And like one is like very much, they're both like end of episode things, I think. But like I just don't imagine this would come up right away, right?
Right. Are we talking about like... Yeah. Are you talking about?
plot spoilers too?
So I guess what I will say is like, yeah, we'll do general reactions for a few minutes and
Yeah.
give people some warning when it's just like, we're just going to talk about everything freely. So if you don't want to,
Right.
if you're worried about being spoiled about something that comes up, like at that point.
Right. But I feel like we'll probably trip over into that pretty early in this conversation.
I think that's probably true, but we'll try to give
But
people
we'll
some
give a heads
warning.
up. We'll give a heads up.
I guess, Drew, I would be interested to know before we start talking about this one is what your experience was and reaction was to the original one.
I think I'm basically the same age as you guys, and I liked it better than everyone my age who went and saw it, sometimes for podcast reasons. Like, which is not to say that I loved it,
Right.
or even that I necessarily thought it was good.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, this is fine. And maybe it's because I'm such a pessimist and usually go into things thinking like, it's probably going to be bad, because most things are bad.
Yeah.
And the people I saw it with didn't like it. They liked it way less than I did. And I was like, oh, I thought that was weird. And then everyone else was the same thing, including you guys, which I was kind of surprised by. Although I agree with your criticisms of it. I was just like, yeah, they're not wrong, but also it was whatever. Like, it was a bright, colorful celebration of Mario
Right.
things on the big screen that I did have. Like, I'm embarrassed to say I had like an emotional reaction to stuff in that movie. And also technically this movie as well, this new one. So I'm aware of its feelings, the old one and the new one. I'm like, this is better than Super Mario Super Show. This is better than basically every other manifestation of Mario.
It's really low bars, but yeah.
But that's what we had.
Sure.
And I went into the first one. I'd never seen. What are the yellow things?
Minions.
So I'd never seen a Minions movie. Wait. Is it funny that he knew what I was talking about?
Yeah, that's what made me laugh.
So I have like awareness of Minions because like I've seen them on bumper stickers
Sure,
and
you
stuff.
exist in the world. You've driven on the 101.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I was like, well, that looks terrible. I'm never gonna watch that. So I really didn't think that the Minions people handling the Mario movie was gonna be a good thing at all. And there were no fart jokes. It wasn't quite what I think of the Minions being. It was like a step above that, and I was like, this is fine. But then you all just like really seem to hate it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I in particular really disliked it, and well, I don't know. I mean, I remember feeling during Mark, your and my conversation about it that like I was sort of dragging us down a little bit, and yeah, I just I've expressed like the things about it that like didn't work for me, and just didn't. Wasn't I've had people say to me like, well, what do you want from a Mario movie? What could you expect? And I'm like, I don't know, just like a story. Like, give me some character arcs.
Right.
I feel like the original Super Mario Brothers movie doesn't have it. Doesn't have that, and that this one especially doesn't have it.
I think Daisy does have an arc in the original Super Mario Brothers movie.
You mean
Oh
Peach?
yes.
Well, I mean, it's
You
Peach,
mean
but
1993?
oh, is it? Oh, that's what you're talking. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Oh,
when you said the
oh.
original movie, I
Sorry,
thought you meant
yes.
1993.
No, 1993 I think does have some character arcs.
I think it's just Daisy. I
At
think she's
least-
the only one that
yeah,
grows
you're
and
probably
changes
right.
to it. But
Yeah, but so yeah, that's I don't mean to be I don't mean to yuck anyone's yum on the first movie. It's just like felt profoundly not for me. Even though I like all like the referencey stuff, I like being able
Right.
to see and recognize things, and I like bright colors and fun music. But sometimes I
hate
feel
fun
like
music.
You kept muttering that.
but so okay, so you found yourself a little bit more positive than like what you perceived your sort of peer group to be about the 2023 Super Mario Brothers movie.
And for no reason I can think of. Like, I'm not like, I don't love like happy things. I don't even love colorful things, really. Like, I mean, you guys sort of know I'm a very flat affect. Like, things that are for children, I generally do not like. And maybe it's because I'm someone who sat through like the Mr. Belvedere Super Mario Brothers on ice back in the day,
Yeah, sure.
and was like, "Well, this is not good." As a child, I'm like, this is not very good. But like, everyone else did too, because there was only 3 channels back then, and that's just what we watched. But
Yeah.
so I really cannot explain why I came out of this more positive than everyone else, because I genuinely think I just like almost everything. And there's like stuff that you guys are very positive, like very mainstream focused stuff that you guys like. Star Wars, it leaves me absolutely cold. I just
Yeah,
like,
right.
not for me. Don't get it at all. And for some reason, I was like, this is not that bad. Like, I don't know why people are taking it so personally.
Well, I don't think your reaction was necessarily like unique. There's lots of people that like the first movie or enjoyed the first movie. However you would
Right.
phrase like and I would say that I uh have like I was disappointed in the first movie. And I will say I enjoyed this movie more than I liked the first movie. And we can get into like kind of the reasons for that.
Interesting,
But
okay.
like the experience of watching it, I found this, and maybe it's because I had a better idea of what to expect. I think part of the problem for me was my expectations going into the first movie. I did not. I thought it was going to be better. Like I thought the first movie, I thought the first movie was going to be better. I thought that because like Nintendo was deeply involved and like Miyamoto was really involved in all of that, that it would be a different experience than what we got.
Sure.
But now that, and so like part of the thing that was so interesting to me about the first movie was like leaving it and being like, after all this time, Miyamoto had an opportunity to make a Mario movie, and like,
This is what
is
it
this
was.
the fulfillment of
Yeah.
his vision? Is this like that, you know, Illumination knows how to make crowd pleasing movies, and so he surrendered some of that to them? Like, it just boggled my mind a little bit that it's like after all this time, Nintendo's making a movie and a Mario movie, and that this is the final product. And so I think this time I was able to just release myself to the experience rather
Right.
than that feeling of like kind of like disappointment in the first one, that it was not what I expected it to be.
I mean, I would say Illumination does know how to make crowd-pleasing movies because that movie made so like an obscene amount of money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it made $1 billion.
Yeah. And do you think that's Illumination that caused the movie to be the way it was? Or do you think it's Shigeru Miyamoto, who does not like story, famously?
And maybe that is why they have found a perfect partner, right? Like,
Yeah.
because like it could very well be to his taste, to his aesthetic. Like, it absolutely, that could be the case. That was a surprise to me, I guess. And maybe it shouldn't have been, because you're right. He is famously, you know, like, story is not important. It's definitely not an important part of like the Mario game experience or anything like that.
Although we have been getting a little bit more of it, and maybe it's because Uncle Shigeru is busy on his little movie project.
No, I do think so.
And they're like, here, no, go make another movie. And then we're going to flesh out a character who's never had any development in the history of Mario games. And then his movie makes $1 billion. We're like, well, I guess that worked out well.
The other thing I wondered was how much was he involved in this one? Because the first one, so much of the press, right, was like Miyamoto and hands-on and everything. And the Zelda movie's going on. I just wonder
Right.
I don't think I have any information to make a call one way or the other, but I'm just curious. I'd be interested to know how comfortable he is. Like,
We don't have the information because he's not really said. And I have read the speculation that he's been busy with Zelda because that is an opportunity to make something more of a prestige picture than which Super Mario Brothers, which is a kids movie.
Right.
And
Zelda has always been, not always, but has more of a narrative, right? Has more narrative to pull
Yeah.
from.
Well, I think even like from the first game that there's a lot of just implied narrative, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it has. We read all the lines over the course of months on this podcast. So yeah, that there's always been a little bit more like explicit story. I just want to loop back around to like the Star Wars thing because I do think there are a lot of ways in which the Super Mario Brothers movie and Star Wars like can occupy similar spaces in that like what you're responding to or what what any of us are responding to is a lot of like the shapes and sounds of the thing that we recognize as either Mario or Star Wars, right? And like I can hear a Star Wars fanfare and just experience what it is to be watching Star Wars. And I don't necessarily need that story or those characters like in a new one to be, I would like them to be good. I would like them to be compelling. I would like to see character arcs and stuff like that. But I don't always need it the same way I do if I'm seeing something without like the hallmarks of the thing that I want to see. And I do think that the first Super Mario Brothers movie has enough of that iconography to just like be fun and like be the shape of the thing you like. And I think that's a totally valid reaction to it. But just you invoking Star Wars a moment ago made me think like, oh yeah, these things are kind of similar in that way.
Yeah, same with like Marvel stuff. Like
Yeah.
we have a shorthand for connecting to it. That makes us have a much different relationship than there was someone in the theater that we were in today who does not know these games, and they're like, "Why is there a Tyrannosaurus Rex? Like, there's two dinosaurs, and one looks like a cartoon and has a tongue, and the other one just looks like a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Right.
Why is that a thing?" And we're like, "Well, it just is."
Yeah, it just is. We were confused when we first saw it too. That was just for a trailer for a game that came out 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's something else I was going to say around that. No, I don't remember what. Oh, so I guess Mark has already said that he liked this movie a little bit more than the previous Super Mario Brothers movie. Drew, where are you on that? How are you feeling about this movie going experience?
It's about the same. Where I'm like, that was colorful. I'm kind of exhausted, honestly. This movie like drained my energy because it was so relentless. Because there is no story, and story has like peaks and valleys, and like rising and lowering tension on the way up to like more tension. But there's never a break. It's just like thing.
Yes.
And it was not that way in the first movie. In the first movie, I actually was like, get out of Brooklyn. I don't care about Brooklyn. I don't want to see Mario's like weird looking family. Just go to the Mushroom Kingdom already. This one, there is basically no Brooklyn. Like it's condensed
It's
down
just
to
during that Yoshi flashback. Yeah.
yeah, like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we even see any characters from the first movie except for Spike.
Yeah, Spike, I think, is the only one.
And
Oh, and I guess the dog, maybe.
the
Yeah,
dog,
I think because yes, Francis. I believe Yoshi eats Francis on the sidewalk.
he had it coming.
Yeah.
So, but it's interesting that it was sort of relentless, and it was kind of. I feel like a Super Mario game doesn't treat you that way, where it's not so relentless. Like you have like points where you can just like chill out for a second and be like, all right, like I'm gonna get my bearings and figure out where I am and what I'm doing. And this movie literally never does that, which is a disservice because some of those environments are beautiful. They're
Right.
so beautiful to look at. And I know not everyone loves the look of these movies, and we talked about one character whose design makes us uncomfortable. But I wish there was just like a pause where someone could have a conversation that would like telegraph what they're feeling. That's not what these movies are interested in doing. And I don't think anyone has a character arc in this entire. Like
No, yeah, I was trying to puzzle that out on the way home too. Like,
maybe Bowser, but it's just
but
like
not really.
No.
Yeah. And if he does have an arc, he just goes back and forth on it the whole time.
Yeah.
I would say Bowser Jr. doesn't have an arc, but is the most consistent character in the movie. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
It's true. He has a clear want.
yeah,
And has and is like working to achieve it.
and the move that they love with these movies is siblings connecting being like
True.
right, the climactic power,
Right.
Like,
No spoilers, Mark.
right, but like yeah, like when that happened in this movie, I was like, huh, that's like the one move.
Yeah.
That's they're like, oh right, this is supposed to have some sort of like emotional climax as well.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. The point about it, there not really being a plot and it just being like a ton of incident, of just like a cascading this sort of like slipstream of event that happens throughout this movie. I also found kind of exhausting. And like moreover, I would find that we were in a scene, not be able to track how we got there, and then by the time I could like rectify it in my head, we had moved on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And even with like set pieces that I was looking forward to, we're big fans of Wart on this podcast, and I feel like we saw the entirety of the Wart scene in trailers.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. Everything felt like the movie felt like it was blink and you miss it. The movie.
So I went to the bathroom
Yes.
because I had a beer, and it was after the like what I perceived to be the end of the Wart scene. I'm like, oh, I think we're good, and I almost like told Mark, I was like, Mark, tell me what happened. I'm like, it doesn't matter. Like,
I don't know that I could have.
no. And like by the time I was back, I was like, oh, we're somewhere else now. So I don't know what was going on with Queen Bee, but I'll just have to read it on Wikipedia.
One scene. It's
Yeah.
one scene.
Yeah, you possibly saw everything that was going on with Queen Bee. I feel
If you saw the character at all, did you see the character at all?
She was like, "You're going to jail."
That
And
was
like,
it.
that was that was it.
That was it.
Okay, then they got like, and then they were
Yeah.
not in jail anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that I just wish that the movie would have slowed down a little bit. And I feel that way about like the thing I dislike about this movie and the first one as well is that everything is like there's no I want more explanation
Yeah.
as to the mechanics of what is happening. Like why is the casino world like zero gravity? Like, like all that kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah,
because I
sure.
feel like the whole movie, everything has the attitude. The entire movie has the attitude. Like, there's a character in this that when Yoshi shows up, it's just like, well, I guess Yoshi's here now. And I feel like that's like the attitude of the entire movie, where it's like, we're not like, you could make an entire movie about Yoshi being introduced into the world, right? And it's like,
And Toad being jealous.
and Toad
Yeah.
being jealous, and like
Yeah.
Yoshi's hesitant at first, but they make a connection and like all this kind of stuff. But there's no rhyme or reason as to why Yoshi joins them. There's no explanation. There's no like emotional connection. There's nothing. It's just like, okay, we like in the first 3 minutes, we got to get Yoshi into this thing so Yoshi can just hang around. And then I feel like that's what the entire movie is like, where instead of like, their way of dealing with it is like the sarcastic, like, well, I guess this is happening now. It's like, why is it happening? It doesn't like the movie's like, it doesn't matter.
Well,
But
and
it
and
does.
we've already moved past it before
Yeah.
you can even finish posing the question of why does this happen this way. I feel the same way about like the characters' abilities, and I don't want to get into like I'm profoundly disinterested in like power scaling conversations or like could this person beat this person in a fight.
Yeah.
But like when Princess Peach is fighting an infinite number of ninjas at one time, I'm like, well, what is this? So like, she's Superman, she's Neo from the second Matrix movie. So why can anything stop her?
She was very skilled at doing the obstacle course in the first movie, so it's like
Yes.
she's just good at everything. But this is like the problem with Peach, which I guess was less of a problem in this movie, where it's just like, well, Peach is the only girl, so she has to be good at everything because I guess
it's that like 90s Disney feminism where,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But then in this movie,
Rosalina has a beat like that too, though, where she also gets to be.
but that's why it was like so. I guess now we're gonna get into like spoiler stuff. So if you don't want, you like even more, I think because
Yeah.
because I'm gonna talk about like things I don't know.
Okay,
Anyways,
yeah, let's from here on out, real spoilers. But before like we do, I just want to say that like I really dislike this movie. I thought it was worse than
Oh,
the first
sorry.
one.
Yeah, we didn't even. Yeah. Go
It's,
ahead,
I
please.
was sort of dancing around it, but I just want to say like I wanted to register that I thought this was quite poor, and was bored a lot of the time because things were moving so fast. Sarah, who was sitting next to me, fell asleep at one point, and I was like, "That's good call."
What about it do you think about this one that made it worse for you than the first
I
one?
just there's even less story. I guess is most of it. But then yeah, I don't know. They're just like little moments of well, it's okay. So what you're talking about, like wanting to be able to slow down at various points, or wanting to be able to show what is nice about the world that makes it worth fighting for, right? That like little beat, and the beginning of Lord of the Rings is always like my go-to example of like we need to see the hobbits in Hobbiton, and then we know that the world is worth fighting for. And the only bit of like everyday life that we see in this movie, it kind of is the montage of Mario and Luigi acting as like the protectors of the kingdom while Peach is away, dancing around plot details for spoiler reasons. But that is nonstop, like obstacle course style
sure.
action movie making, which is not slowing down. Like even when they are doing the here's what normal day-to-day life is like, it too is frantic and out of control. So like at some point I have to just disengage. Drew, like you were saying, you're exhausted. I just didn't let the movie have that energy from me, and then I got bored.
It did drag me along. I could not have fallen asleep in that movie. I'm surprised. I'm like impressed that Sarah could fall asleep because it was just so bright and loud and like frenetic.
Yeah.
That like it's just like, well, I'm just gonna watch this thing until it spins out, I guess.
Yeah, you have to surrender yourself to it.
Yeah.
I had a drink too. I thought like I'll go
Yeah,
with the
lubricated.
flow.
You should have had several drinks.
I should have had a couple more. I did have the what was it called?
Power Up Punch.
Power Up Punch. That's right. Which is basically a strawberry daiquiri. So I was I was having fun at the beginning, and then like, I don't know, the movie started.
I would not consider this a spoiler, but I think one of the reasons that I liked this more is that I feel like it trusted, in a weird way, I think it trusted the audience more.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like in the first one, I think they hedged their bets by they put in like needle drops, like really obvious needle drops. There is not a single needle drop in this movie.
There is the one where Yoshi is in Brooklyn. That technically,
Yes.
but I guess they're in the real world, so it makes sense. And then at Peach's party,
There's another song playing in the background,
but it's
right?
not like a dance sequence. But like, I think that was it.
Oh, okay.
I think
Yeah,
that
there
was
was
it.
no like.
I don't
like-
think we heard the lyrics of any pop songs. In
I
this
don't think
movie.
we did.
'Cause
Which
you know
is
how-
nice. It's not like Take on Me.
Because
Right.
exactly. Because you know how in the first movie
Or
they
No
like
Sleep Till Brooklyn.
they removed score
Right.
to put in these like needle drops, and I felt like, oh, the fact that they like didn't feel the need to do that this time to me
Yeah.
felt like they were like more comfortable, I guess, that the audience was going to accept what they were presenting. They didn't feel the need to like hedge their bets
That's
in
true.
that way.
And the music was, I
Pretty good.
yeah, I was gonna say excellent. You're actually a music person, so you have.
Yeah, but we're just expressing taste here. So
I think like I usually hate movie scores, but like hearing the Mario music reincorporated in interesting ways, I was like, oh, this is an interesting use of the song in a way that I wouldn't expect it, and it's weaving into a second song. There's a lot of medley happening, and I was
a
like,
lot of medley. Yeah.
but like sometimes that can be like, oh, you're just like cramming this down my throat, and sometimes it's like, oh, this feels nice, like. Yeah.
I will say I really, because there were like snippets of it throughout, like the Galaxy score and like fanfare and like Gusty Gardens. I really wanted at one point Gusty Gardens to just like let her rip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
really, yeah.
We do get one moment that is close to the Super Mario Galaxy 2 trailer moment where everything but the fanfare drops out. I just felt it was not deployed quite right. It was just like a shade off. It's more of an adventure theme, and they were playing it as like a victory, a little victory beat. I don't know how I feel about it, but I noticed a lot there's like the Super Mario movie theme, that bum ba dun dun. That's not like a piece of Mario music, but was present a lot in the original movie, and it's neat to hear it like woven in here with all of the other like Mario game music. So yeah, I think the music here was a highlight for me.
Do you want to talk about visuals? I know that like you're not as high on the visual look of the movie,
Yeah,
I think, as I am. I thought this,
yeah, generally, I don't know that I have a specific problem with it necessarily, but
Well, so I thought it basically the backgrounds looked amazing.
yeah.
And the way that stuff was in the background, like in the first movie, was sensory overload. But it's if you could take your eyes off the thing that was moving for a second and be like, oh, that's cool. Now it's gone. Okay. Not going to see it again. Like the paintings in like Peach's room that get destroyed. They were really cool, like faux Renaissance styles with toads in them. And I was like, oh, someone put a lot of time in that.
Right.
It looks really
Yeah.
good. Show it more. So that was, I thought, generally, I guess, as good as the original, maybe better than the original for me. But I agree also, Mark, with your opinion that there's something about the way Peach looks that's just weird.
Yeah, I was saying afterwards, and I don't remember feeling this way in the first movie, but at this one, I don't know. There was something that I hated that she was in her like pink dress the entire time in this movie. If there was any time, I mean,
Yeah.
even just for merchandising reasons, like
Give
when she
her-
goes off world, like yeah, like
She
give
has
her
all
a-
those costumes.
Exactly.
Give her one of them.
And it just
Yeah,
seems
that's a
so,
real-
It just seems so absurd to me. Like I think her character design specifically makes me uncomfortable because I feel like everything is so like tight and pulled back. Like her face feels wrong to me.
And you live in Los Angeles. That's saying it.
I would say it's not just that she
You're not excited about Ozempic Peach.
it's
You
not,
just
yeah,
say
it's,
it.
it's not just that she's like her waist is impossibly small, like she's wearing a corset. It's like her entire face and body and everything just doesn't like
I feel the same way about the Rosalina design. I think they're both a little like too tight, generally speaking.
And also their hair is weird to me. I'm just like trying to understand, but I also understand that like trying to make that make sense with like real hair texture. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. Like it's their
Right.
their hair is weird.
Yeah.
They have weird hair.
Well, especially Rosalina, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like the half of her face,
Right.
is
What is she-
always covered.
What is she hiding?
What is she hiding? We got to get to the bottom of it. Okay, now for real, we can do spoilers.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I would say, like, gun to my head, the plot of this movie is that Rosalina is kidnapped by Bowser Jr. because he needs a princess to power
A big gun
hi
to live out the fantasy of the story that his father, Bowser,
yes
used to tell him when he was a kid.
yes
And the fantasy is like destroying all the places that are mean to them.
Yes.
Which includes the Mushroom Kingdom.
yes
Yeah, although they said multiple times that they were going to destroy the universe, which, like, bro, that's where you live. You can't destroy the universe. You live there.
And Bowser, so anyways, yeah, I would say that. And so Rosalina gets kidnapped, and then one of the Lumas knows of Peach because of the stories that Rosalina would tell them.
Mm-hmm.
And so
I guess Rosalina is omnipotent, or like she has a telescope, and that's how she knows about the adventures of the Mario Brothers and also Peach.
well, and again, we're into spoiler,
Unexplored,
we're into
yes.
spoiler territory, but like, if she knows what's going on with
Yeah.
Peach, like, why not reconnect at that point?
Yeah. Especially because she, like, Rosalina, the reason they kidnap Rosalina is that she's especially powerful.
Right.
In a way that Peach is not. And her special power is what they're using to power the evil cannon. But, like, yeah, like, go help your, like, you're the guardian of the cosmos. Go guard some stuff rather than just playing nanny all day.
Well, and the thing that we're not saying right now is that later in the movie it will be revealed that Peach and Rosalina are sisters.
Sure.
That they were raised on this tiny, desolate planet in the middle of space.
It bugged me so bad when it's like raised like on a desolate planet. Like, what is the?
And there's no one else there.
Yeah, is it like a little prince? I think it's obviously supposed to be like a little prince situation, but
is he born on the little planet? Is that what happens?
I don't think so. I think he gets abandoned there, right?
I guess. But like it does seem like it's owing a debt to Little Prince in a way that a lot of the smaller planets on Mario Galaxy probably also
Totally.
were. But like there's one line explaining she's like, we were made of stardust. I was like,
what?
what? So and then Rosalina's like a teen and Peach is like a baby. So I'm like, why are you different ages? Also, who named you? Why is one named Rosalina and one named Peach? Like that's like, did you name yourselves?
Right.
Like I don't understand where any of this came from. And it's so weird to be like, we're going to give a backstory, and the backstory is like they're sisters, and then to not think it through in any level that would make sense to even like a child's level of critical thinking would be like, I don't really like.
Well, and if there's because Rosalina sends baby Peach off to the Mushroom Kingdom via warp pipe, and like, does she not have access to that warp pipe anymore?
Well, but she obviously has seen Peach grow up because
Right.
in
She
the
has these
book that
stories
she
about
has
it, right.
like, yeah, that's what I mean. So it's like, well, then why not reconnect? Because she sends. We find out in this like 1 minute. This is literally like 45 seconds in the movie where all of this is dumped on us. But if she sent Peach away, and then once the danger had subsided, because clearly she's just like living her life with the Lumas, and when then why not reconnect with Peach at some point? Why would you not do that?
Right. I think there are two fixes here that would have made this, and this will not be me pitching fixes for the whole movie. But one, if Peach found out that she has a long lost sister out there in space early in the movie, and then knew that from the beginning that she was trying to save her sister, that motivates this character in a way that I don't think was motivated otherwise.
Totally.
And then also, if Bowser Jr. needed not just the power of Rosalina, but the power of the two sisters together, which is what unlocks their real cosmic power, that would mean that then there could be some like machinations about like how to trick one into trying to rescue the other, and then that's actually doing the bidding. You don't know what I mean?
I do.
And just those two little fixes. I just want those two little fixes.
Having it be the two sisters who are separated and then reunited and one of them is magic is really unfortunate because it makes it seem like Mario Brothers stole that from Frozen, which they did not. Rosalina was around before Elsa. Like she predates Elsa by like a long time. And I feel like little kids are going to be like, oh, it's like Elsa and Pink Elsa, whatever her name is.
Yeah, well, and
And-
Anna. But yeah, no, it totally is going for that like sisters thing.
Yeah, but like without laying the groundwork, at least like I don't like Frozen either, but Frozen at least
Yes,
sold the idea that like, oh, the sisters like each other.
yes,
Right.
and that their relationship matters.
Yeah.
and previously existed. You know,
Yeah.
like it is not dropped on us out of nowhere.
Well, one of the things I also kind of wish the movie, another thing they could have slowed down or been like, that's actually kind of funny and interesting. Like maybe that's what the movie should have been about, is when they go to the casino area, when they go to Canto Bight, and Wart is
That's a
like,
Star Wars reference.
and
Sure.
Wart is like, Wart is like, oh, princesses are really valuable. It's like, okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, so obviously in this universe, princesses are being captured all the time. Like, like this is not just a Bowser thing. Like, that's kind of that's worth drilling down into.
Well, maybe they'll do that with the third movie because we know we know what the big surprise reveal of the end credits was.
Well, do you know what's I thought was interesting about this movie is like the first movie, like you said, Princess Peach could do everything, right? Princess Peach, and it was kind of that in my mind, when they were sitting down to make the first movie, they're like, well, we can't ever be a damsel in distress. So
and then that's exactly what Rosalina is in this one.
Rosalina is so wasted. She's like there in the first, minute or two, and then she just becomes the princess in the tower.
Right.
Yeah.
So she's not omnipotent in this movie like she is in the games, which is also weird and confusing. But like the problem with Rosalina is you kind of have to lock her up because she's so overpowered compared to everyone else.
But no, everybody is. Everybody is. Like, there is no moment of danger for any character in this
true.
movie.
Everyone's unstoppable.
Like, Peach, I guess, although now I guess she knows she's made of stardust as well, so maybe that explains why she can, like, leap around and jump and do everything without... But, like, why can't... There's zero moment in this movie, except maybe the part where, like, Mario and Peach have to run through the obstacle course, and they get to, like, a cliff, and then that's when Mario thinks to use the parasol. Like, other than that, I can't think of a single moment where it's like, where they even pretend that there's peril.
Right. Or that, like, mastery of space or equipment is at all an issue, right? Like, we get a couple power-ups deployed later in the movie. Like during the final fight, Mario gets a drill mushroom from Wonder, and Luigi gets a cloud mushroom from Galaxy 2. No, maybe the first one. Doesn't matter. From Galaxy. And they're both just able to use them without any, like, prep or anything. You're just like, who cares? Like, none of it actually matters. They're going to always have the tools and ability to use those tools to solve literally any problem.
Sure.
Which, just makes the whole thing kind of like conflict free.
Can I say that I feel bad for Keegan-Michael Key?
Sure.
That I just feel like always second fiddle. Even in the second Mario movie, Toad has like a dozen lines. Like, Toad is such a non-entity in this movie. Like, they brought in Yoshi, and they're like, we literally do not need Toad anymore.
And like Yoshi has more lines, and it's just him saying his name, like, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And so they're like, no, like Toad has to be quiet because Yoshi has to stay. It's like, what if Yoshi said "Donald Clever"? Is that cool? They're like, yeah, that's cool. That's great. Yeah.
Can we talk about some stuff we liked? Some stuff that
Sure.
I really liked Fox
Yeah,
Fox,
you
Fox
did it
McCloud.
right. Fox
Yeah,
McCloud.
yeah.
I really liked Fox McCloud in this. Didn't really know what to expect. I thought he looked good. I thought, like, his utility in the story, all that stuff, whatever. But I thought he was fun. I thought Glenn Powell was pretty good.
He's also in the movie so much more than you'd think because, like, when they drop it, like, oh yeah, Star Fox is also in the movie. I thought that would be like, oh, something he pops up for like a second, like the Pikmin.
Right.
They show up for like a second and don't do anything. So, like, oh no, he's like the sixth member of the group.
He's their Han
Yeah.
Solo. They're
Yeah.
looking for a pilot
Uh-huh.
on Tatooine, and they run into a rogue that they can pay to fly them to wherever.
Which is perfect. That is the perfect use for Fox McCloud in something like this because
It's the perfect use of the character,
He's such
yes.
a Han Solo, like analog, anyways.
They actually set up him in a way that they don't with any of the Mario characters, where like he explains his backstory. He's like, I'm from the Lilat system, but I fell into like a black hole or something. So now I'm trying to find my way back. And I was like, how is he getting more of a background than it's like, oh, they're Stardust.
Right. And I thought that sequence was really fun.
That was great.
Like it's like it looks like it's like hand drawn animated.
Yeah.
And you see,
Yes.
like I thought that section was really inventive. I enjoyed that.
And if they make a Star Fox movie, which I presume they will, you have this great setup where it's like he was trying to find his way back home. So maybe it begins with him getting back home, or like at the end of the first act is him meeting up with the other three, and then you have a Star Fox adventure. I mean, that seems like storytelling. And it's like, but why didn't you do that
With anyone else?
You've had 2 movies. And, like, you've told us very little about these characters.
I also love that sequence of like introducing him, and for me that stands out in pretty stark contrast to the like 8 and 16-bit sections of this movie, where it's like, why are we doing this? We would see Bowser Jr.'s visualization of the obstacle course in 8-bit, which is fine and like kind of cute. And I was like, okay, that's the justification for it. But the movie ends with them rebuilding Peach's castle, and it goes into a Super Mario World style presentation, 16-bit, and I don't know why.
Yeah.
That didn't bother me.
It didn't bother me.
It bugged
Yeah.
me.
I liked it. I actually liked it.
All right, I thought it sucked. But yeah, no, it just obviously the movie is like finding opportunities to engage in like different presentational styles that are like from the games or even from like the marketing in Star Fox's case, and I just thought it worked really well with Fox telling his backstory.
The 8-bit thing with Bowser Jr., can I tell you the thing that really bugged me about it? And this is where it's like, I just gotta
Let
be
it go.
cool. Yeah. But like when Mario and Peach are successful in completing the obstacle course, it plays the Mario 1 like end level like victory theme, but it doesn't make sense in that context. It should have been the failure theme,
Right.
Because he failed to prevent them to get to the end of the level.
Because
Yes.
it's his game.
Yeah.
That does make sense. Yeah, it's also weird. It's also weird that it's Mario's original Super Mario Brothers colors, but it's an original sprite for Peach.
Right.
They give her like a much prettier sprite because, as we all know, the Mario 1 sprite for Peach makes her look like a monster. I can't say fugly, can I? Can I say fugly?
No, we can say fugly.
Okay, yeah.
No, and it's also like it's the kind of thing where I'm like, maybe that should have been Mario 3 style, right? Because like we have a Mario 3 style Peach sprite that would have been just fine.
Yeah.
But there was also and I can't remember what it was now. There was some kind of block in on that screen that was from Mario World. Like the rest of it was all the 8-bit presentation. Neither was one of those like little like question blocks that you hit, or like one of those like disco bulbs. Disco
It was
balls.
like the info, the like
Yes.
world info.
Yes,
blocks.
that's right.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's from the wrong game. You're messing it up.
Other things that I liked.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I did.
I don't mean to drag down everything that we like with something I hated.
I'm just trying to like. I enjoyed the sequence with Wart, Mauser, and
Birdo.
She has a name.
the pink one. I like it was pushing all my buttons. I sat up for it. I thought Wart was fun.
And I think Luis Guzman is not a good actor, and I've never liked him acting. And I was like, oh, this is fine. No.
Yeah, I thought he was a great
Yeah,
choice
I
for
thought-
Wart.
I can see the way they used his bubbles was like, I like
Uh-huh.
that. The action sequence is like, yeah, why is Peach, but whatever. I thought it was very well directed, and directing animated action sequences is super hard. And I'm like, this is playing beautiful. The action sequences were actually really good. It's just exhausting. But like that, and like when she was racing to rescue Rosalina at the end of the movie, those were like really, either the animators were given a lot of free reign to figure it out and make it look good, or whoever wrote that script was like, okay, this is what happens. And like it was tightly orchestrated
Right.
in a way that made it look beautiful on screen.
Yeah, there's a lot of very like tight choreography in this movie in terms of like fighting and action stuff. The early fight scene against Bowser Jr., which is basically just the Mario Brothers against and Yoshi against Bowser Jr., was kind of shockingly physical.
Mhm.
Like because he's using his paintbrush as like an axe.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of axes in this movie, actually, because Bowser later in the movie will wield 2 axes. And yeah, I was just sort of like surprised by how physical that fight choreography was.
Can I admit something? Like, I had to ask this on Blue Sky like last week, and I never actually understood. And like, why is there an axe by the bridge? I did not understand that the axe is there because it's supposed to be that Mario's taking the axe and chopping the supports down from the bridge. That's why the bridge collapses.
Yes.
I was like, I literally never figured this out, and had to like have people be like, "Dummy," on Blue Sky, be like, how do you not know this? I was like, I never thought about it. Also, if you are Fire Mario and you beat Bowser with just fireballs, you do not knock down the bridge because you
Right.
don't need to. I was like, oh, that's so. I just never processed it that way. I'm like, I'm still learning stuff about Mario as a 43-year-old.
And when you do it to everyone but the final Bowser, it turns into like a Goomba or a Koopa or something.
Like
'cause
it
it's
was
one of
his
them
magic
pretending
in
to be him.
disguise, and
Yep.
like that was the real one, and you got to see him go into the lava. Whatever. I just learned that.
And I think that's a valid thing to have just learned, because like that's not a thing otherwise, right? Like there's no other fiction where someone chops down the supports of a bridge to like kill a monster, right?
I'm pretty sure that probably comes from the idea of like a rope drawbridge and someone's getting chased and they like cut it
Right,
down.
like in
Yeah.
Temple of Doom,
Like
Indiana
something like
Jones,
that.
Yeah,
It's like it's tropey enough. I'm sure there's a place it comes from, but because it's represented in 8-bit pixels, I just never processed it that way.
Totally.
I'm like, oh, it's this thing I know. It's just that like there was no animation to show Mario using the axe. So
yeah.
Right, the
That's
axe
why.
just falls down.
yeah.
Another thing I liked, I thought there was a few times of like, I think this is a well-directed movie. You know, like story being what it is. Like, I think it's a well-directed movie. There were moments of what I thought was fun, like almost like Looney Tunes type, like action, like comedy. Like when Mario and Luigi get turned into babies, and they're dealing with the T-Rex.
That was great.
And like Yoshi and Toad or whatever are trying to like get them. Toad's trying to like get them down, and they're being like lifted up by the dinosaur, eaten by the dinosaur, like all that stuff. I thought that was a fun bit of business.
Baby Mario coming out through his nose.
I thought that was fun.
Baby Luigi licking the eyeball off like the sleeping. I was like, oh, that's so gross.
I don't think I saw that.
Or like at the very beginning when there's like the sugar skull creatures and they're like pointing to where Yoshi is, and one of them has a maraca in its hand and it's like shaking,
and Mario just touches it to stop it shaking.
Like I like that. I thought those were like some fun touches.
Maybe if they didn't jam so much into this movie, they could have slowed down a dozen times and just allowed us to enjoy the scenes that were being created. That would have been great. But either it's like, no, constant frenetic motion, no stopping until we get it. There's a lot of sirens in your neighborhood.
There are a lot of sirens. This is not normal. I don't know if the microphones are picking it up, but there have been a couple fire trucks whizzing by. But
Where are we?
no, we're okay. I think. I don't know. I think we're fine. If something changes and we're not fine, then we'll abandon the podcast.
I thought this was the nicer part of town from where I live.
Which is a little bit of a thoroughfare to like the to like Golden Road Brewery and like the Amazon place. So if there's like a
strip
industrial fire or something, yes,
You
the
left
strip
the
club
strip
that is
club.
over there. Yes, I was leaving that out. But, so maybe the strip club's on fire. We don't know.
I mean, you probably won't cut this. You know that place like exploded with like crude oil once. So
Yes.
there's like so like the girls were like dancing in a strip club, and all of a sudden oil started coming out of all the like bathroom fixtures and everything, and it was like toxic. And I'm just like, what a terrible day at a strip club.
I know.
And then they had to clean it up, and they're like, all right, girls, go back to work.
I mean, you got to make $1. So
Yeah.
okay, back to the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I think that generally exhausts the list of things, like specific things that I can think of that I enjoyed.
Can we talk about just like cameo stuff? There's a handful of them that I just wanted to get reactions, hot or cold or indifferent on. The Pikmin. Indifferent from Drew?
I guess indifferent.
I would have liked it more if they were like hiding in the background, and you'd be like, oh, I saw a Pikmin.
100%.
That would have been better rather than be like, and here are the Pikmin.
Well, and also, why are the Pikmin in a little rocket? They're not spacefaring creatures. That should be a little Olimar.
Right. Who's maybe even like directing them or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
And also, like, the Pikmin are always supposed to be like just out of your field of vision. So, like, the fact that the movie's like, here are the Pikmin, I was like, no, this is not how we treat these creatures. Mr. Game and Watch.
I liked it.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did not. It was a thing for me that felt like it was with the Pikmin and Fox and just like all the Mario specifics and Game and Watch, it felt to me like this was doing Smash Brothers the same way that the first movie did Mario Kart, right?
Sure.
Where it's just
That's a good point.
We're just sort of it tangentially, and even like the final fight with Bowser and Bowser Jr. Being in like a big arena, like that kind of feels a little smashy. Yeah, that it just felt to me like that was with the previous one put the foot on the gas for Kart. This was a little bit for Smash, because Mr. Game and Watch, his presentation here really was just how the character appears in Smash, and was not really like representative of Game and Watch as a phenomenon.
Yeah.
No.
And I understand I'm the only person whose feelings could be hurt by something like that. But my feelings were a little hurt by that.
So, I mean, since we're into spoilers, we can say like his cameo is justified. Where
Yes.
Luigi gets the magic paintbrush, the Gad brush that Bowser Jr. has. Did you notice that Gad's face was not on the Gad brush?
It was not.
It was
but
Bowser Jr.'s, but it was on a coffee cup.
It's on a coffee cup.
I'm
Yes.
like, okay. So Luigi gets the brush and he tries to make something, but he doesn't know how to draw. So he draws like the most simplistic representation that he can draw, which is a stick man who happens to be Mr. Game and Watch. And like he's not there very long, and then he gets cut in half.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
he gets
he's
like
there very briefly.
he's dead. They killed him.
They did, and we'll never see him again because he's dead. And then Daisy. Post credits,
Yeah.
just back at the Gateway Galaxy,
Not saying anything, but
not
like
saying anything.
looking like they did whatever they did to Rosalina and Peach to Daisy. So she looks like weird and kind of painful.
Yeah.
She's a little tanner, which I was like,
A little bit, but I wasn't sure what they were going to do, and I think it's, yeah. Anyways, yeah, little Tanner.
it's weird to be like, hey, it's Daisy, because like, is Daisy going to be the character in the? Because you like Rosalina's the magic one. Daisy's just kind of loud.
I think it's like they already don't know what to do with one princess. They definitely didn't know what to do with two. Like, what are they going to do with three?
Yeah, it's a good question. Oh, and just like it is to compare it to like the useless Marvel post-credit sequences where you're like, we're never gonna see Clea again. Like, who cares? We at
You
least
don't know that. How dare you?
we at least get a sense that like she's like friend / nemesis / lover with Doctor Strange, and they're gonna go on like some kind of interdimensional adventures. We don't get any like what can we imply about Daisy from her appearance at the end of this?
She also exists.
She exists.
Yeah.
Like, and you know, like I feel like Clea is like bottom of the barrel, like down there with like Star Fox actually at the end of Eternals, the Harry Styles character. But even in that, we know that that's Thanos' brother and that he's accompanied by this like weird troll. So like, there's something there.
Well, I guess like, yeah,
And
I don't know.
And that is not to praise those sequences at all. I do not mean to be doing that. It just means that I think even less of this Daisy cameo.
What if the third Mario Brothers movie opens at Daisy's funeral?
Well, then I'll feel
Daisy died
bad.
off screen.
On her way back to her home planet.
Yeah.
So there was someone on Blue Sky, and who apparently I follow, and I get a lot of like outrage about like the state of the world on Blue Sky for like obvious reasons.
Right.
And there's this post that was like, it's just unconscionable to me that, and it was like, oh, it's going to be about like something horrible that our country is doing, and then like that the Mario Brothers movie is putting all this emphasis on Rosalina when they haven't even brought in Daisy yet, and I'm just like.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, yep, yeah, yeah. I mean, she has her fans, and
She does.
They're just like, she was there first. She was in the first movie. Like, she's the princess of Desert Kingdom. Like, why is she not in there?
Sarasa Land.
Do you know what actually I think they should do for the third movie now that Daisy's in? Is it should be a sports film. It should be like they're like a ragtag softball team, baseball team football team, whatever
Love
it
it.
is.
Yes.
You know, it's like, yeah.
That kind of makes them have to do a story. It was like you have to have you have to have an arc of like we lost and then we won, and that's something.
Yeah, it's like Remember the Titans, but with
Yeah.
with Mario characters.
Remember the Super Mario Titans, not a real game. You guys have seen that those like AI bogus leaks, right? The Super Mario Titans. We've not talked about it all on the show.
No.
Super Mario Titans? No.
Yeah, so there is a like totally made up like leak of a new Mario game in development called Super Mario Titans, which is very clearly just like AI messing with Super Mario Odyssey. And like it's made at least like the rounds on like the corners of the Mario internet that I frequent. And every time it gets posted, every comment is like, "This is fake. Stop sharing this." But yeah, I've seen it a bunch in the last like 2 weeks.
What is the Titan part of it?
It's like Mario's like a superhero.
Oh.
He's like big and muscly and like has a cape.
I love it. Muscly Mario.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, not good.
Oh, there was one other time that I like genuinely laughed, and it was at the end of the movie when the Lumas are like, "Oh, can we go see like Peach's castle?"
Right, smash.
And it cuts
smash
like
cut
the big
to-
hole.
They're like,
Yeah,
oh,
where
we,
the
we
castle
forgot
used to
about
be.
that. A lot happened. I get it. Like so much happened. They're like, yeah, that feels like a long time ago. Like, forgot about that. There's physical humor that made me laugh. Like what are the robots that show up?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
those
love
guys are
seeing
great.
those guys. They're from
Gearmos?
Oh, they're from
Yeah,
they're
Gearmos.
and they are from Galaxy,
They're from
right?
Galaxy. Yeah, and they go.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
"Camera."
Those were fun.
Those are super cute, and like there's a scene of them trying to repair like a fan that Princess Peach broke to enter,
Yep.
and just when they get it, like they broke it up and again, and the robot's like, throwing its mop down on the ground. I was like, oh, that made me laugh.
And
Like,
another robot is like patting it on the
Yeah.
shoulder,
To comfort
to
it.
comfort
Yeah,
it.
that's
I guess
all cute.
that is very Minions, honestly, but
It totally
like,
is.
Anything to like give those characters a little bit. It's interesting that like Ukiki is a character in this, and he even says his name because it's like interesting to be like, oh, so like there are monkeys that are not Kongs. They're
Right.
lesser than Kongs.
Right.
Yes.
They are rapscallions. They don't wear clothes, and they, I guess, work for Wart. I guess.
Well, was he stealing the stuff for Wart, or was he stealing it and then running away into
And
the Wart
ended
dimension?
up at Wart.
Yeah.
But no,
Maybe.
but he was there hanging out like with Wart and
Oh yeah, that's right.
and like stole something else to show Wart during that sequence. I can't remember
I don't know.
exactly, but like yeah.
Everything happened so fast.
There were so many colors, guys.
I agree.
Uh,
I did sort of like when Peach left a note for Mario, and it was the Mario 64 opening. I thought that was cute.
And she calls him like Dear Mustache.
Yeah,
I like that.
There's this whole thing where it's like Mario's trying to work up the courage to ask Princess Peach out.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't really resolve or go anywhere, but
I like in the context of that not going anywhere. I like that. Like she may not be clear what his name is.
right, yeah, exactly.
Mustache. That's right. Yeah, okay, that's good.
To invoke Lord of the Rings again, that's like at the end of Return of the King when everyone's coming into the room where Frodo is recovering, and he's like saying everyone's name as they come in, but then Legolas comes in and he's just like just smiling. It's like, does Frodo know Legolas's name?
Right.
He's never said it before. Why would he know it? Yeah. So the castle thing, the letter thing. What else? What other little references do we like?
They left my head so quickly. There were so many things to look at, and I knew I was not going to be able to remember them all. And also, like, I've not had a chance to like sit down and even like collect my thoughts because,
Right.
like, we saw this movie like hours ago.
Yes.
and it's just wild to try to like.
It's very fresh.
Yeah,
Yes.
but like fresh, but like. Like I'm not being able to pull anything out at this point.
Right.
Like, it's just so cluttered.
What about seeing Bowser, a character that we spent a movie and a half with, then get swallowed up by lava?
And he says, "I am the king of bones. I am the Skull King."
Right.
Yes. So a dry Bowser coming out of that.
I think that is great because kids need to be traumatized by children's entertainment.
This is a great point.
Yeah, so I think there's not enough of that. So seeing like the flesh boiled off Jack Black's lovable Bowser,
Yes.
I think will like really screw those kids up.
I think Bowser was really wasted in this movie. I think that Jack Black is was such a highlight of the first movie, and I don't think that he was given anything very fun to do here.
It would have been better if he was legitimately trying to do the right thing the entire time, and it always ended up bungling it.
Yeah.
And he always looked wrong, and he can't stop his kid because his kid's like loves his dad too much. I don't know. That would have been a better arc than him being like, okay, I'm bad now.
Totally.
Yeah. Honestly, that the him like, okay, I guess I'm bad now, reminded me so much of the in the Mario Kart sequence in the first movie, that like Mario is flirting with Peach a little bit, and like Donkey Kong like rides up next to them for a second and is like, oh man, is that you flirting? How embarrassing, right? And they played it as like a little comedy moment, and then as soon as Mario looks like his feelings are hurt, Donkey Kong's like, oh no, I'm sorry, and then just drives away. Like the movie's so afraid of there being conflict that they're like, no, he can't. Donkey Kong can't even really be mean to him.
The weirdest part to me in this movie is when Bowser's like tiny and he is asking Mario to like make him big by hitting him, and like he's like bugging Mario, and then he basically does like the Marty McFly thing where he's like, what are you, chicken?
Right.
And then Mario's like, that's my limit. Nobody said, like calls me chicken.
And yeah, what does Mario
you're
expect
like,
to happen here when he
what?
takes Bowser, throws him on the ground, and stomps on him? Does he think he's about to kill Bowser?
No,
What does he think is going to happen?
But like that's never been like a trait of Mario that has been this is not a challenge that Mario has, like.
But we know that Mario does have a short fuse with Bowser. We've seen that earlier in the movie.
Yeah,
We've seen that
you're right.
in the
You're
first
right.
movie. I mean, we should just talk about something that this movie does not fix from the first movie, and that is that it like sort of screws up Mario as a character, and I think for good reason, because he's a hard character to write for, because like, who is Mario? He's the hero. He's very cheerful. He's nice to everyone. That is sort of boring to write. There might be a way to do it, but I can't do it. So both these movies are like, what if Mario's sort of a jerk all the time?
Right.
And he's like a bully. Like, Bowser's a bad guy, yes, but like he's actively antagonizing Bowser in a way that's like, is he the bad guy? And it's really off character for him.
I agree.
In a way that if I were Miyamoto, I would be like, why is
I know.
why is he a bleep bleep instead of being like the nice guy that everyone loves? Like, there's
Well, and it's funny that you're like, oh, it's like so that's so hard to write for, but that's Peach. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's like
Yeah.
I don't feel like this movie would be. I don't think they make an attempt to write any character as anything. So I think Mario could be bland and like not have the character. Like, he's for some reason the straight man in these movies. Or the
right.
fun. He's like the no fun character
Right.
in this movie. He's always been like, I don't want to, like, no, this bugs me. I'm annoyed by this. Where everybody
Yeah.
else is just caught up in.
Well, and like Mario, I tend to think of, for like whatever characterization he has in the games, like I think that he loves to run and jump, right? So you could just write him as like the fun, acrobatic, dumb guy, right? Like that's enough characterization for me. But like, no, this movie's like, he should really be kind of a jackass.
Yeah.
so yeah, it's weird that like they made Mario the Bert and Luigi the Ernie, when I think Luigi makes more sense as a Bert than an Ernie.
Yeah.
Like, he's
Well, and they still hang on to like Luigi is a coward,
Yeah.
right?
In the very beginning, they do.
Right.
When they're like investigating the upside down
And
pyramid.
then they make one joke about it, and then it never
And
comes
then never
up again.
comes up ever again.
I mean, that was his arc. He was scared, and then he stopped being scared, and that's his
And
character
then there was
growth.
an hour and 10 minutes of movie left.
Yeah.
I do have to say that and I'm willing to admit that this is a me problem, but I really dislike Chris Pratt as the voice of Mario. Like that,
Oh yeah, that's interesting. We've come full circle on that then, right? Because there was that, obviously with the reveal and being like, oh, this is going to be bad. And then seeing because I feel like in the first movie, he does an okay job as the character. I don't particularly care for the way it's written, but I think you're right that there seems like there's more of an edge to Mario this time.
And maybe it is because he is so aggressively like mad about like everything that's going on.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to. Do I have a feeling about Chris Pratt as the voice of Mario? He didn't annoy me. I didn't think about it, which I guess is the best thing you can say for an animated performance, where I was not aware that Chris Pratt kind of sucks. So
Yeah.
that didn't pull me out of the movie. Of course, the movie was moving too fast to like pull me out. The only thing that pulled me out was going to the bathroom.
Literally being pulled out of the movie.
Yeah.
I also think Anya Taylor-Joy is, and maybe I don't know that anybody could, but I think that she
Not
is
imbuing that
so
character with
wooden
much, yeah.
as Princess Peach.
You know, she was doing the lines for this the same time she was doing that new Dune movie. I'm just like, what a weird
Yeah.
like yo-yo of emotions and tones, because like her character in the new Dune movie is going to be a very intense character, and to like be like, okay, well, I'm done with my scenes, and you're like, Mario
I
mushroom.
know. I just feel
No.
like, maybe this is a weird thing to say. I feel like she just doesn't have any warmth as like Peach. Like I think she seems bored. Like
Yeah.
I mean
That's also how they write the character, though. Like
Yeah.
they write a pretty joyless character as Peach.
They made a mistake by not giving it to Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell should have been, but now Kristen Bell's
Dude.
Amy Rose, and there's like, yeah, you can't.
right.
Well, and also you're not going to beat the Frozen allegations that way either.
Right. I didn't even think about that.
Well, oh, go ahead.
There are other warm voiced women out there. Anya Taylor-Joy is not a warm presence
No.
on screen. Usually,
No.
she's like a little weird and
Yes.
like that's
Cold.
Yeah, that's what you're.
That's part of her
going
strength.
into.
That's what you hire her for.
Yeah, so that was always sort of a weird choice for me. But
I completely agree. Well, we said we would get out of here by 8:30.
is it 8:30?
It's close.
It's 8:27.
All right. So should we? Any final thoughts, and then we'll move on to the book, maybe.
I'm sure I have something to say, and I'm trying to process my thoughts. I wanted to find another thing because I came in more positive,
Yeah.
and I'm trying. I think this conversation may be like maybe lower my estimation of the movie a little bit, but like. I just was like, why can't I think of anything to say?
Well, because I don't want to take away from the fact that this movie is like a ton of Mario stuff, right? And like a good amount of obscure Mario stuff.
True.
Um,
Is the dragon at the end the one from Odyssey? Is that what that
I
was
think
supposed
it's
to be?
supposed to be. Yeah.
Okay, I don't actually
Yep.
don't remember what that
Yes.
dragon's name is, but I'm like, I think that's like an interesting tie-in.
right in
Yeah.
in the Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
but that also
Odyssey,
means
yeah.
that like if you're like the mom who got dragged to this, you're like, so there's a Yoshi, there's a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and there's a giant dragon.
Right.
And these all exist in the same universe, and they all look like they're designed by different people, and this is okay for everyone. Okay.
And everyone is like, yep.
She's like, well, my art studies degree is not paying off in this theater right now. I'm going to complain about this the entire drive home.
I do think this would be impenetrable for someone without the familiarity with these characters in these games.
Yeah, I think they would just feel utterly exhausted.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't even understand what's going on.
I think what's disappointing for me about these movies is that what I wanted from them, I think, is something more like that everybody could enjoy.
Sure.
Right? Like somebody has no experience with the games could come into it. And I feel like the way that these movies are talked about and like critically and all that kind of stuff is even people who are like it are like, this is for kids. You know?
Yeah.
And I think that that's a disappointing way to view anything, to just be like, it's okay that this is not very good because it's for children.
Yeah.
Like children can appreciate good things. It's possible to make art and movies that like everybody can enjoy.
Sure.
And it feels like that was not the goal. There was zero desire to do that. That wasn't what they wanted to do. But I think that that's like a disappointing excuse for the movie not being very good.
So, last movie, Retronauts did an episode on it. I was not a member. I was not a panelist on that episode, but it was like 4 different people, all our age, more or less,
Yeah.
like elder millennials, most of whom don't have children, and they just like laid into the movie. They were very negative on the original movie, and Retronauts, in case people didn't know, is specifically a podcast about reevaluating old games after a passage of time, now that we're older and we're looking at things differently than when they originally came out. And the comments on it were really bad because there were people who were like, oh, like kids liked it. And I was like, you're literally paying money on a Patreon that is about reviewing stuff with an adult sensibility, video games that are like designed for children, and being like, does this actually hold up, or was this actually not as good as I remember it? And like, you're not getting that, like, you doing the opposite of that, being like, well, if my kids liked it, then it's fine. And I normally don't try to get that, believe it or not, I'm not that combative on online communities, but I was like, you people are driving me nuts because like, I've seen what kids like pick their nose and eat it, and like, you're going to tell me that that's actually good, like that's something that kids do. Like, you can't defend this movie, and I like the movie. I actually like the movie better than all you people, but like, your logic is like terrible, and it was very, very frustrating. And I can't wait to be on the Retronauts episode for the new one, so I get to yell at all those people again for having, you know, terrible children. But it is absolutely wild that anyone would not object to being like, this was a wasted opportunity. There is a way to make this work. There like, someone is either the writer is inept, or he's been hamstrung by Illumination or Miyamoto or both from doing anything that has anything of substance to it. And it seems like such a deliberate decision. And I can only compare it to the original 1993 Super Mario Brothers movie, which is not good, but is so full of ideas. There's so much in that movie. Like, you can't say that it's not trying to say something. It's saying way too much, and it was overly ambitious. And maybe that's why these movies are the way they are. I don't really know, but like, I saw that movie with my mom, and my mom was like, "Oh, that was better than I thought it was going to be," because it builds a world, and it allowed her in a way that she didn't know who these characters. She didn't know what a Goomba was.
Right.
But, like,
Well, and like, you had to learn just as much about the world of that movie as she did.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, it's really interesting to compare what is making money for Nintendo and Illumination now in contrast with this, what everyone considers to be like a failed effort. And it did not make its budget back. It lost money. But like, it's so wild that making something that's like the lowest common denominator, pandering for children, like the exclusion of anyone who didn't grow up in this nostalgia, worked as well as it did. I don't... I think I'm mad now.
Well, good. I'm glad that any conversation with us about the Mario movies results in anger. No, the the criticism that Mark, I think you leveled against the first movie was that it felt very safe, right? That it was like sort of the safest possible choice for doing a Mario movie in 2023. I will say that this movie does not actually feel safe to me. It feels like it is like playing a risky game with its dense references. And I wonder, how, like, I think we know that this one is being less well received just generally, right, than the first movie.
The Rotten Tomatoes is lower.
The Rotten Tomatoes is lower.
Audience score is still high, though.
What's that?
Audience score is still rather high.
Well, if the audience score is still high and people are still going to see it multiple times or whatever, then it won't matter. But like, I wonder where this movie lands culturally compared to the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I think like there will always be a certain amount of diminishing returns, right? Like the first time that you have this Mario movie, that's a real event that I don't know that they can like capture in the same way again. I think the pastiche this time I think is so much broader, right? They're pulling from
and
so
more
many,
obscure.
They're pulling from so many more things, and I wonder if that's maybe in like response to, we don't have the novelty of this being new, but now we have Yoshi, we have Rosalina, we have all these other touch points.
And Piantas.
And
I know you
Oh my gosh, I can't believe I didn't mention Piantas and things that I liked. Strong Pianta representation.
Yes.
When they're on that like travel planet.
The Gateway Galaxy.
That's right. You like Piantas.
I do like Piantas. So none of us are perfect, But
how are they able to, everyone gets to the Gateway Galaxy without a spaceship, and then suddenly they need a spaceship.
Maybe there's big space buses. But to your point, I agree with you completely, that I think that it's not that they are incapable of doing the things like we're talking about like character and plot.
It seems
it's
designed this way.
It's a deliberate choice. I think it is 100% a deliberate choice, and it's like that obviously works for a lot of people. It's a misalignment with what I want, but I'm willing to believe like I'm wrong. It's possible I am out of touch. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Well, you talk about diminishing returns. Often doesn't apply to box office. Like Scream 7 made more money than every other movie, and we know how we feel about it.
Right, yeah.
Like it's just, Are we wrong or are the children wrong? No, it can't be the children.
Well, I mean, popular things have often been bad. I think that's fine.
Minions, for example.
Minions, for example. Yeah.
I will say, I like that the Minion movies are at a point where they're like, we can do anything. We could have the Minions summoning baby Cthulhu, and
Can I just say,
like,
this is the second time I've seen that Minions and Monsters trailer, and I think they missed with baby Cthulhu. He's not cute at all.
No, he's ugly.
He should be cute.
he
Yeah.
should be cuter.
He could be a baby Yoda for them.
Yeah.
I think Baby Yoda's ugly. Like so we saw the.
But you recognize what baby Yoda is.
I know what he is, but he's so vomitous to me. Like whenever the trailer would cut to him, I was like, people like this ugly thing. He looks
yeah, they love him.
I don't like the way he moves. He looks like he's made of rubber. Like
Yeah, he's a puppet. That's what we like.
He doesn't look like a good puppet. I've seen good puppets before. This looks like a cheap puppet. Like I can't.
You and my husband would get along. He has no tolerance for Star Wars.
I just don't get it.
I tried watching or showing him a little bit of it, and we met Chewbacca for the first time with Han Solo, and he was, with all sincerity, was just like, I feel so bad for that monster.
Because he's keeping him as like a weird
Exactly, yeah. And
Yeah.
so he was like, I can't, like, Star Wars is not for him.
Did you point out? It's like, well, it goes both ways because he probably smells terrible, and Han just has to breathe that in all day.
Did you explain that he owes Han a life debt?
Anything else? We'll move on
No,
to the
let's
book
do
real
the
quick.
book. Let's do the book.
Okay. So, all right. So this is actually a feature that we have at the end of NCS at the movies. Adding to your confusion, possibly, Drew, when I was explaining
I don't know
that
what
we're
I'm
going to be doing it. Okay, so we are going to rate this movie on a scale of there's 5 questions, and we're going to rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 somethings. We have to come up with what the metric is going to be. There's a unique one for every movie. So
Yeah, so what are the units here on a scale of 1 to 5, something specific from the movie?
yeah. Ninjas.
I like ninjas. The ninjas look great. I like the design.
I like the ninjas.
I like
More
the
ninja stuff.
I always like the ninjas.
We need a ninja amiibo. I'd buy a ninja plush.
That seems like a weird missed opportunity. Like I would love to have that on my couch. They're so cute.
They're so cute. I really like Wonder. Super Mario Brothers Wonder really got me like
Back in on ninjas.
back in on ninjas when they're doing their dance, and you're I'm all in on ninjas.
When I was
now.
in junior high school, we had a like a home ec class that had like one semester of it was like sewing, and we made like plushies. We made stuffed animals, and I made a ninja.
Oh, that's great.
Really? Do you have pictures of this still?
I don't have pictures. I don't have the object anymore. I may not have actually finished it. I don't remember. But that was my
Did you
project.
pass the class?
I think so. I graduated.
All right, that's good. Wait, you took sewing in high school?
Yeah.
I wish I took
Junior high school.
I took cooking in high school, and I wish I'd taken like life skills, like sewing and stuff. I can't repair my own socks.
Yeah.
And I don't think I can now. I wish I'd done that.
You can figure. You just look at a YouTube video. Okay, so ninjas is
Sure, yeah,
a good candidate.
yes, on a scale-
I was also going to suggest like baby making super scope 6s. Or what is that weapon?
No, you're right, but it just sounds like it'd be something used
baby
in like
making?
yeah.
Yeah. Like a de-aging super scope.
No, I mean,
6.
it's a baby maker.
It's a
Yeah.
baby maker.
Yeah.
It only
Shoot
makes
that
babies.
baby maker everywhere.
Yeah, so maybe it's 1 to 5 baby makers.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. All right. One on a scale of
Because
1 to 5 baby
we don't
makers.
know where Rosalina and Peach came from other than Stardust.
Yeah.
Maybe they were fired out of the baby maker.
Maybe they were. But there had to be something. Maybe they were. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
This is going to be so annoying now because people are going to be like, no, they're sisters. It's like, they're sisters in the movie. They're not sisters in the game.
I know.
So I
That's
did
going to be
see-
so annoying.
So I saw interviews with Miyamoto being like, I think to your point maybe about like not caring about plot at all or story in the games, that he was like, oh, this is like an idea that we had but weren't able to like work into the narrative of those games. So yeah, I mean, actually that's a good question. Do we consider this to be like the true canon now, or just in the movie universe?
I think
that's
it's
true.
not the true canon, and also I support the weirdos who think it's like a Sailor Moon thing, where she's Mario and Peach's baby from the future that came back.
I mean, I love that.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
like a Fire Emblem thing. Fire Emblem Awakening, the kids coming back from the future. Yeah, no, I don't think this is. Sarah did ask me after the movie, like, they're not sisters in the games, right? And I was like,
They just look very similar.
they just look very similar.
Rosalita's not even actually a princess.
I
In the
know
game,
that's
Right.
another.
Yeah.
She dresses like one, but she's the princess of nothing.
No. Although I guess like
Existence.
Well, Wart does say that a lot of princesses are going missing or they're valuable or whatever.
they're
he says.
valuable. Princesses.
So
yeah.
I think princess just means something different in the Mario universe, right? Like, they don't need a kingdom,
I mean,
or in the universe of this movie.
yeah, I don't know. Okay, so we're rating these things on a 1 to 5 baby makers.
Great.
Uh, Drew's not into it, but we're forging ahead.
Yes.
Okay, how good?
Right there.
Okay, some of these don't apply all that great, but remember they're from NCS at the movies. How good was the movie going experience? On a scale from 1 to 5 baby makers.
Like, honestly, despite all the negatives I have to say, like, it zipped along. The colors were bright. A lot of things moved. I'm going to say...
And you can rate this however you want, but in the context of what we're talking about, it's like, how was the movie theater? Did you like the seats?
Did you like your snacks?
Yeah.
That
But you
kind
can
of-
rate this however you want.
I can't say I didn't like my seats because you guys paid for them. So,
Yeah, that's right.
they were... It was, pass.
Wait a minute. What the hell? I thought I got pretty good seats.
I mean, it's like 3. This is fine.
Yeah,
like,
okay. Great. No, that's totally.
there wasn't traffic on the 5, really. So,
Yeah, that you got to dock it for that. I'm gonna go 4 because I actually enjoyed my power up punch.
And I really like we saw this at the Burbank AMC 16, and we were in the Dolby Theater, and I like that
The
theater
sound
quite
is
a bit.
great.
Yeah, so I'm gonna-
Patrick paid for my... I'm going to go 4. Patrick paid for my beer.
A 4. Okay, yeah.
It was a heavy pour.
Yeah, so 4 is all around. How well did the movie live up to your expectations? Scale of 1 to 5 ninjas.
Like, honestly, like...
Or baby makers, sorry.
3 for me because it was... Yeah, about the same as the first one overall.
Yeah, I think it was... I enjoyed it more than I was expecting to enjoy it, all things considered. So I think I also am going to go with a 3.
I'm also going to go with a 3. I did have secret expectations that the movie was going to be like aggressively anti-narrative and just like a fireworks display throughout, and it kind of like verges on that, but still thinks it's a movie. So
Yeah. Do you want it to be more gonzo?
yeah, I mean, or I wanted to pick a lane. I wanted to either be a movie with a narrative or be even more gonzo. Yeah, but so those are insane things to want out of a Mario movie. So it met my expectations. 3.
How much do you recommend this movie? Scale of 1 to 5 baby makers.
I feel like I can't recommend this movie because, like, you already know if you're going to see it. And, like...
That's interesting. I wonder if that's true. Like, I think this has less of a
Some people might...
broad appeal than the first one.
Do you want to see Peach, like, beat the hell out of a bunch of ninjas? I caught myself. Beat the hell out of a bunch of ninjas?
It was good.
Does that sound like fun? Do you want to see Wart blow spit bubbles? You want to see Wart on the big screen? You know if you want to see this. Like, if that sounds good, like, go get a matinee show and enjoy it. So I'm going to say 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with a 2 on this. I don't recommend it that highly. And to Drew's point, like, I think if you want to see it, you're gonna see it, and if you don't have any interest, then like I wouldn't recommend. Like, there's no part of me that would be like, yeah, no, push through it. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
I will say, for as much as like if you want to see this movie, or like with the assumption that like people are taking in all of the marketing around this movie. Sarah didn't know that Fox McCloud was going to be in this movie, or that he was going to be voiced by Glenn Powell. That was a surprise for her. So like, and she lives in a house with me, and it has played Mario Galaxy and Odyssey and a bunch of these games. So yeah, I think there's still people that like know but don't know, and I'm sticking with my 2.
Okay. I also am going to go with a 2. I agree with you, Drew. I think, especially at this point, like, I think maybe curious people saw the first one and had their fill, if they were like casual fans or remember the games growing up or something. So I think you're right. People know whether they want to see this movie or not. What is your personal ranking?
On a scale of 1 to 5 baby makers.
Yeah.
3.
Okay. 3. Patrick?
Hold on, I'm pulling up my letterbox because I just want to. It's also a 1 to 5.
Sure, yeah.
So I just want to compare to what else I've rated recently.
Well, just remember that, like as we always say in NCS of the movies, this is gut instinct. It's not necessarily based on your
Right.
ratings of previous movies.
Okay, I gave Zootopia 2 1.5 stars, so I will similarly give this 1.5.
Okay, so 1.5 baby makers for Patrick. I think I'm gonna give this a 2. I think I'm gonna go with a 2. Finally, we have a variable fifth category based on the movie, so we need to come up with what this question is going to be.
Can it be like how excited are we for a Star Fox movie? Or just how optimistic are we about Star Fox's future, just in general?
Oh, sure, yeah. So games, not just in the movies.
Not just in the movies. Like, could the appearance of Fox McCloud here be a harbinger of a new Star Fox game?
As is rumored. Yeah, is this the beginning of a Star Fox Assance?
Yes. Is it the beginning of a Star Fox Assance?
I'm gonna say 5. I think this is a sure thing. When I brought this up on the Discord, you mocked me cruelly. You said I didn't know what I was talking about, and I should stop talking.
I engaged you in the thought exercise.
I know.
He temporarily blocked you.
Yeah,
if I remember right. Like
it was a whole thing. But now it looks like I'm right, and there's a game coming. And I honestly don't think Nintendo would pass up such a great marketing opportunity. Even if this makes less money than the first one, it's going to make so much money. People be like, "Who's this Star Fox? I want to know about more Star Fox."
Yeah, and you can't play a new Star Fox game on the Switch.
Yeah.
Except for Star Fox 2, which technically is the most recently released Star Fox game.
Boo. Boo.
I think honestly, Star Fox of all the Nintendo franchises makes the most sense in a movie. Like it seems like it's such an obvious way to make it work and be exciting. It's definitely gonna happen.
How optimistic am I about the future of Star Fox? I'm going to give it a 3 because we all thought we were getting a Donkey Kong something after the first movie, like animated something or another.
Yeah.
And that so
like
far,
a series or whatever.
Yeah, that so far has not transpired. So I wonder if they will dedicate resources to like a Star Fox thing, especially with Star Fox being like dead for so long. But I am
like a decade. It's actually kind of comparable to the Donkey Kong gap.
Okay, but I feel like Donkey Kong is more in the public consciousness.
Sure,
always.
Yes,
versus like Star Fox. But I am hopeful. I'm always optimistic about what a new Nintendo game could be. So
medium optimistic though.
So yeah. I'm a strong 3.
Did you guys like the Illumination opening with the minions grabbing the hammer, the Donkey Kong hammer, and playing the music on a little keyboard?
Those are the little yellow guys.
Thank you. Yes, they look like thumbs. I was fine with that. After my first big screen Minions experience, I was like, this is fun.
I'm gonna go 3.5.
Okay.
No, I'm gonna go 4.
Okay, 4.
So because I'm always, my eyes are always glassy for a Star Fox.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I always want to have.
Drew. We're already over when we said we were gonna go, but I just have to tell you something. I need to make something really clear while you're calculating those scores,
Yes.
Patrick. Is while we were watching when the movie was starting and we were watching the trailers, there was a trailer for a Paw Patrol movie.
Yes.
And I jokingly was like, here we go, when I realized what it was. And Drew leaned over and was like, oh, what is it? And then I had to sheepishly be like, oh, Paw Patrol. But I just needed to make clear that I'm not genuinely excited for the Paw Patrol with dinosaurs movie.
That's fine.
It's just okay.
You should be yourself.
No, but I am being myself by telling you that I have no attachment to Paw Patrol. I'm too old for Paw Patrol. But
no one's too old for Paw Patrol.
A lot of
no, this is going all wrong.
It's a lot of protesting too much here.
I need you both to believe me.
I don't think either of us is going to.
Look me directly in the eyes as I say this.
What I want you to have to defend, Mark, is why the Paw Patrol dogs are can talk and have jobs.
I don't
and
know.
The dinosaurs don't.
I've never seen any Paw Patrol. I couldn't tell you.
But it's your favorite movie.
Why are they kids? Why are the kids in emergency
kids?
services?
I feel like this is backfiring on me.
I mean, I think it's weird that you were going to clarify this and not get into why you think piantas are appropriate.
Appropriate.
I think that's a box we can never open. So the Super Mario Galaxy movie on a scale of 1 to 5 baby makers gets 3.1666 repeating baby makers.
Okay. Congratulations to the Super Mario Galaxy movie.
All right, let's close this out. Drew Mackie, we've kept you too late. Thank you so much for doing this
thank
with
you
us.
so much. This was so much fun.
Thank you for paying for my ticket and making me go to the movie on opening day. And now I've seen it, and I don't have to wonder about it. And I was asking. I just wanted to go to the movies with you guys because I was sure that you guys would go.
Yes.
And the people I went to the first one with didn't want to go to this second one. So I was like, okay, who is going to be like even in the right mind to understand this? And it was you guys. So, and then you're like, be on the show. I'm like, okay.
Well, I'm glad that it worked out that way. Drew, what would you like to plug here?
Thrilling Tales of Old Video Games. I wrote a piece just recently on how like the weird autism thread in the original 1993 Mario Brothers movie, Rain Man and the Wizard, is like this really weird thing where autism is like a central theme in all three movies in ways that you might not be able to really necessarily pick up on, but it's a very weird chain reaction of things influence each other. And
Yeah, so it's a good read. Check that out. And the URL is just
thrillingtalesofOldVideogames.com.
and again, Drew, thank you so much for doing this with us. That's going to do it for this episode of Nintendo Cartridge Society. Thank you so much to our 16-bit patrons, Connor McCabe, Kyle Seaborn, Drew Mackie, and Anthony Lobridge Ellis. Join our Discord if you're not there already. Email us, Nintendo Cartridge Society at gmail.com. I went too fast. I'm sorry. Anthony DeLuca made our logo. Our theme music is provided by 8-Bit Betty. You can get more of his music by going to 8bitbetty.com or by listening right now. For my co-host, Mark Mitchell, this is Patrick Eller saying thank you for listening.